bitches I used to fuck. Yeah.
Okay, we're live now.
All right.
I'm gonna start the podcast with a nice loud cough. Oh my God.
Let me clear my throat.
That's too funny, man. Too funny, man. All right, well, welcome to another episode of Basement Radio. I can't even talk, man. I can't even talk tonight. I cannot talk. Down.
Slow it down.
Yeah, slow it down now. All right, welcome to podcast number 120 of the Basement Radio Arcade Podcast. We have a great show for you guys this evening. Wonderful, spectacular show. It's gonna be superb, Eric.
You sound like Snagglepuss, man. Like, Heaven to Murgatroyd. A good show, even.
It's gonna be wonderful. It's gonna be awesome.
Unless the audience believe, no, we are not high or drunk.
No, we don't.
Tired.
We're tired. Yeah, I think that's what it is, man. We're all tired, man.
We're old, man.
It's hump day, and I think we're all ready for the weekend.
Man, we're old, bro. Nothing makes that more evident than like some of the things like you read on Twitter.
Oh yeah,
and you kind of just decide, like, you know, do I have the energy to jump in there? And sometimes it's just like, nah. You're just like an old fat cat that's like sleeping on the porch. You're like, do I want to jump on that bird?
Yeah. Not so much.
I
hear you, man. I hear you. It's funny when every time I hear like a Metrovania game, I'm like, oh man, I'm so old. Like, because I remember playing like the first Metroid. I remember playing the first Castlevania.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who doesn't remember the first Castlevania eating turkeys?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? It's like you can beat that game. Like I have a buddy who's like all in Castlevania. Like we should actually have him on one night. Maybe closer to like when the Castlevania game comes. Netflix comes back out. Mm-hmm. But yeah, his thing is Castlevania, and just for fun, like he'll run through it. You know, like 30, 40 minutes.
Yep.
You know, but back in the day, you know, no saves. Felt difficult. It felt like that game was like 20 hours long.
Yeah, because you had like no saves and shit. Yeah.
Right. You know.
Hey, what's up, Atlantis?
But he knows it like verbatim.
Yeah.
You know, so he can just kind of run it in like, 30, 40 minutes.
You know, I was watching, I didn't catch the whole Super Smash Brothers Direct today.
Uh-huh.
But when they were showing the Castlevania part, like, I don't know, like, what is Konami doing?
Nothing.
Well, yeah, that much is clear. Like we know they're not doing anything. I mean, if it's not Metal Gear, they're not doing it.
Yeah, there's like it's not Metal Gear. We don't want to talk to you. Yeah, I don't know, bro, because quite frankly, you saw like a lot of the reaction today, you know, around the Castlevania stuff, man. And then it started with people talking and speculating about I think there was a rumor at one point that they were going to do a Castlevania collection, at least like a remastered collection of Lords of Shadow and Lords of Shadow 2. And people were kind of hyped about that. And then you see like on Twitter today, people were genuinely hyped about the Belmonts being in Smash. People love the Netflix show. So I don't know what they're doing. Like they have evidence that people are interested in Castlevania. Should it be done the right way, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, they're doing a cell phone game in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
That's out in open beta right now in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to jump into like the realm, you know, where they can do like microtransaction stuff like that. It's like a multiplayer cell phone game. That's about it. You know, did you ever play Lords of Shadow?
No, I actually never played Lords of Shadow.
Right, and I kind of bring that up, you know, where I think a lot of people love that game. You know, Lords of Shadow 2 not so much, but as far as a 3D Castlevania game goes, I mean, it's pretty much the only relevant, I should say not relevant, but the only game that we can talk about that would be like the most recent, most current. You know, since they're really not doing anything else with it. You know?
Yeah, it's just.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, to answer your question, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. I mean, they were all kind of in on like 3DS and DS, you know, releasing those games and Game Boy Color and Advance and stuff like that. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. They just seem like not be interested if it doesn't have Metal Gear on it, if it doesn't just make money like pachinko machines or gyms or water, like bottled water.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I don't know, man. It's a shame, man. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know why they haven't capitalized. I think you're right. I mean, I think clearly at the very least a cult following of the
Hmm.
franchise. The Netflix series is popular from what I understand.
Yeah,
Uh,
you haven't watched it?
you know what, man? I actually just I just resubscribed to Netflix a couple months ago
Oh,
and I
okay.
haven't. And you know what's funny? Like I meant to get to it,
Uh,
but I've been watching like all these other shows. Like I was watching like drug dealers or something, or it's not called drug dealers. It's like
Narcos.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, about like Pablo Escobar.
Yeah, Pablo Escobar.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Actually, I've never watched that. I need to catch up on that. You're never at a loss or a shortage of Netflix like programming to
yeah,
watch, man.
no,
It's like
definitely
trying to actually that's like a backlog in itself.
that is. It's like gaming.
Yeah, man. You know, if you're trying to get your gaming in, it's like you can only do so much, man. I'm way behind on like so many shows on
Yeah,
Netflix. I'm cruising through Orange is the New Black right now, though.
yeah, me too, man. Me
You
too.
know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's definitely got a cult following, and I mean, it's to me, it's a no brainer. Like Konami, do this game, do Castlevania. There's demand for there. It's
Hmm.
God, Ed, man, do you remember the box art for the first Castlevania for the
Yeah,
NES?
man. That airbrush goodness, man.
Oh my goodness, man, had that game, man. I remember just looking at the box art for the first time with my buddy because I had a
Hmm.
friend who picked it up before I did.
Right.
And I'll never forget. Look, he's like, "Man, look at this game, man!" Just show me the box art. I'm like, "Yeah, it's awesome!" And I hadn't even seen the game like in action. You know,
Hmm.
I was just saying it was awesome based off the box art.
Yeah, yeah, like a barbarian guy with a whip and Dracula in the background, the castle. You're like, it's got all the hallmarks of awesome.
Yeah, no, it did. You're
You
right.
know?
You're right. The whip.
Yeah, the whip
Yeah.
chain. So I mean, and fans have been asking for a long, long time for Castlevania, like Simon Belmont. Richter was a big surprise, that he's going to be in there. And I'm surprised they actually didn't do Alucard as far as putting him in the game as a fighting character. He's just going to be a trophy. Because
Yeah.
Alucard's a very popular character off of Symphony of the Night.
Symphony of the Night was actually a good game.
It's a great game, great
Yeah.
game. Kind of the game that kind of jumped off and sparked the whole like Metroidvania, thing, because the kind of like that whole back and forth exploration thing. I mean, that's always been a hallmark of Castlevania, but yeah. But purists will tell you there's Castlevania and then there's like Metroidvania.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Yeah.
I do think though that like for me, my favorite Castlevania is gonna be the first three, the original Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest, and then Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse.
Those are all good, man.
Yeah,
they're all good. And nowadays with like save states, on these Nintendo Minis and stuff like that, you can kind of cruise to those games.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of felt like even if Konami could just like test the waters, if anything, like I think I kind of said when the Switch first dropped, how cool it would be to do something of like an anthology. And if not an anthology, do like a collection, at least of like the 3DS games, because they're vibrant, they're bright, they're really good games. The animation, the sprites are really good in them. Like that would shine like on Switch.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think so. I think like the remastered on the Switch would would do well. I mean, and it's I mean, you see indies that are influenced by these side scrollers, the 8-bit side scrollers that seem to do well. And we'll talk about speaking of Metrovania, we'll talk about Dead Cell, the review for that by IGN. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but
right.
Yeah, I'm with you, E man. I'd like to see them. God, come on. I just
now will be the time.
Yeah.
Now would be the time because the first season of the next Netflix show did really well, which theoretically was supposed to be just like a movie. That's why I think it's only 4 episodes. Yeah, it's 4 episodes.
Yeah, 4 episodes. Yeah,
because it's supposed to be more of a movie, and then they kind of just split it up. So the next season order, I believe, is 8 episodes, and people are hyped.
Yeah,
people are hyped. I mean, you have people who really probably didn't even come up on the games, but just like the animation or like the show itself, which could lead into people being interested in a game of some sort, or like I said, put them out there, man. Make them available for people. if you don't want to create a whole new game, you have a library to sit on. And the people say all the time, like Konami, it just seems like they don't know, don't show, like Boys in the Hood, don't care what's going on. Don't care what's going on in the hood.
Yeah, right.
They have these properties that they just sit on, man. But then they'll put a Bomberman out there. You know, which is nothing. That's not a knock on Bomberman. Bomberman's a fun game, but they put a Bomberman.
I'm not a Bomberman fan.
Yeah, they put a Bomberman title out there on Switch. You know, for $40. It's like Bomberman, really? Like,
I don't care for the zombie Metal Gear, whatever it was they came out with.
Metal Gear Survive, and that was a cash. Yeah, that was a cash grab. I mean, I know people that said that game they liked it. Some people said it was a good game. I noticed it's becoming increasingly cheaper every time it's talked about.
Man, I feel like it came out and like no one ever talked about it after its release.
But they really had no need to put Metal Gear on the name. And I think it probably would have done better if they just kind of went away from Metal Gear and called it something else completely. What's up, B?
What's going on, fellas?
Chilling, man. Talking about why Konami seems to be sleeping on their properties like Castlevania.
Hey, man. Konami sleep at the wheel, man.
Yep.
Like a drunk driver.
Yep. Sleep at the wheel.
Yeah. Hey, B, did you see the, I only saw a little bit of it, the Smash Brothers Direct?
Yeah, I saw it.
And you saw the part with Castlevania?
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't that get you hyped, man? Like, weren't you like, you know what? I'd like to see Castlevania.
Man, I've been hyped off the Netflix series. Like
that's what Eric was saying too, yeah.
Season 2. And I had went back, once they announced season 2 was coming, I went back and rewatched the first season. I was like, man, this is like for 4 episodes, they were all quality episodes, man. And it just got me hyped for a second season. And there's just been rumors and stuff like that they're Konami could be possibly bringing back some old IPs or whatever. And I was hoping that Castlevania would be one of them, but there still hasn't really been any official announcement.
Right.
What they're planning to do. But I'd love to see Castlevania back, man. It's one of my favorite games from the SNES days. You know what I mean? So
yeah, you remember a couple of years ago they did that. It was like a poll of what like titles they would like to see. Fans would like to see come back.
Yeah.
It was like it's a whole survey, or not really a poll. It was like a survey that they put out, and they had people thinking like, "Oh, that's what we want. They're about to get busy."
Right.
And then it was Bomberman with skins.
Yeah.
So it's almost like they kind of know what they have in a nostalgia standpoint because they put Bomberman in there with Castlevania skins and stuff like that. But they won't commit to Castlevania. I told Enrique it's kind of crazy that the only most recent source of Castlevania we can talk about is Lords of Shadow.
Yeah.
And I would even just, if they just came out with like a remaster or like a rework of those games, like I'll go back and play those again.
I would too. And I said, they don't necessarily right now have to come with a brand new Castlevania, but off the hype of the TV show. And now you saw how people were reacting to the Belmonts being in Smash.
Yeah.
Test the waters, man. You have like games that you can put on systems to test. Like you can do a collection of the 3DS games.
Right.
And see how people react to that. And I think with that Netflix show, you would get people hyped. Do a remaster of Symphony of the Night.
Oh yeah, that would be perfect if they just updated the graphics. You know what I mean? Make it look like a game of today.
Yeah,
keep that same gameplay formula.
Yeah.
Oh man, people would eat that up.
Yeah, especially because
I mean, look at all the games that are kind of from that era. That they're putting out right now that are seeing a success, man.
Exactly, man. I mean, you look at Dead Cells. Can you imagine getting like a Symphony of the Night looking like that?
Oh yeah.
And with you look at like Alucard getting busy in the Netflix series, that's only going to grow in popularity.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know, man. I don't know. They only seem to be interested if it's Metal Gear.
And they only did that because they wanted to ride off the hype of Kojima's name. Yeah, I mean, like Kojima had established himself, and he kind of built his own brand behind that whole Metal Gear thing. So
clear cash grab.
Oh yeah, of course. Yep. So that was the only thing that was really cooking for him, and they still put out their PES game every year.
Yeah. No, but like I said, I think Metal Gear Survive probably would have done better if they would have just named it something else and just talked
Yeah, but
talked up the fact that it was built off of the Fox engine.
what were they named it though?
Aluminum gear.
Aluminum gear.
So I don't know.
Recycled gear.
I mean, you could put almost any name on it, but I think when you put Metal Gear on it and it has nothing to really do necessarily with Snake, or you know, it's just some kind of like random survive game. Like I don't know, you kind of setting yourself up for people to clown.
Yeah, you know, it's crazy, man. Like we talked about MPD last week, and we found out that remasters, and what was it? Remasters and was it like collector editions or something of old games were up like 150% year over year. And then you think like, there's so many great franchises out there that no one's touched yet. I'm like what's going on? Like why? Especially with some of these Japanese developers, you know?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me, man. It looks like we lost B. Sure, B will be joining us back here in a second. So I don't know, man. It got me hyped. I didn't watch the whole thing though. There was something about Luigi. Is it Luigi's Mansion? Is that? I didn't catch the whole thing, man.
Well, no, they kind of played up the whole like Luigi doing his haunted mansion thing.
Yeah.
And then Death pretty much stole his soul.
Gotcha.
Which they've been playing with all day. Like they kind of came out and said, not to worry, fans. Luigi's not dead.
Yeah, I thought because I saw people like, "Oh, Luigi's dead."
I mean, he got his soul snatched by Death.
Yeah, I did like the even though it said not actual in-game footage, I did like the trailer, like because I saw like 2 minutes of it. I did like the like what they were showing, the CGI, whatever. That looked actually pretty cool. If they could do something like that in game, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, definitely.
That looked pretty good.
So, B, you think they're gonna be overpowered, the Belmonts? Oh, did we lose B?
No, I think B is having
I don't know what the hell, man. Google trying to take me out tonight, man.
What happened?
What's going on, man? Google just dropped me from the call.
Oh wow,
what happened?
Oh, that's not good. All right.
Now, B, I was saying, Enrique was talking about like the Belmonts themselves, or whatever, or how they were saying like this isn't not necessarily indicative of the look of the game or whatever the case may be. Yeah, but I think they're perfect additions, like to Smash.
Oh yeah,
and they'll probably be OP as hell.
Oh yeah,
And
I still think that the roster isn't finished yet.
Oh yeah.
I still think they're gonna add a couple more characters on there.
Who do you think might drop?
No
more Fire Emblem characters, please, man.
Are you tired of the Fire Emblem characters?
I love the Fire. I love the Fire Emblem characters, but it's like almost the majority of like the Smash roster on Wii U was Fire Emblem.
Yeah. I mean, I just hope they just revisit, just more of the IPs, man, and bring just more characters in.
Right.
There's rumors that Dixie Kong would be in there, or Trixie. So Cranky Kong would be sweet because they just added them to like Tropical Freeze or whatever.
Right.
What I mean? Just dig into some of the other IPs that they have and bring, those characters to the forefront. Because this is like the perfect game to kind of jump off and introduce like so many people to what those characters are, and what franchises they come from.
Right.
Especially with like all those stages that they have and like the music and stuff that they have on the game. Like it's definitely a big nostalgia trip that they could have, with that game. So hopefully they bring more of their older IPs to the forefront, man, and hopefully it sparks something where we see those games kind of return.
Yeah, because I mean, when you look at it, Sakurai, it's like he's leaving nothing on the table.
Yeah.
I mean, they're throwing it all in. Because I know like Alucard is a trophy assist right now, but I could definitely see them, bringing him in as a character.
Yeah.
As a roster character.
Like down the road, like you see him doing that.
Yeah, and the same for Shovel Knight. Like I tweeted out earlier, like Shovel Knight should definitely be like a character on the roster. Like that character itself would be perfect in Smash.
Yeah. And I don't know if you guys pay attention to that game Brawl Out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brawlout has introduced like different characters from like different games and stuff like that. And they have like ukulele on there.
Oh, nice.
And they have what was the other big game that just came out not too long ago? There's another big game that came out. They just added that character to it. So like if they could do stuff like that where they can, you know, some of these like newer games that have like that old school feel, they can just add those characters in the Smash, that'd be pretty sweet too.
Yeah. No, I totally agree, man. Totally agree. Yeah, I can't wait to play that, man. That's gonna be on point.
Sorry, John. I'm here coughing. I had to mute the mic real quick. I didn't want to be coughing in anyone's ears. I'm telling you, man. I sound like what did I say I had last week? I had scurvy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About to die on the mic.
I know, right? I sound like like Eric said. I sound like the DOC. Hey, actually, somebody in live chat. Actually, big shout out to Sam Tolbert's in the live chat. Sam is brought up a great point about the last Metal Gear game. Sam says that he says, I guarantee Metal Gear Survive was built with leftover assets from some project Kojima was toying with before leaving. That's a great point. It's a real possibility, you know.
Yep.
Probably had something there, a little cash grab, you know. Yep. So, Don't Call Me Danny says, I'm excited for the Red Dead Redemption trailer tomorrow. Yeah, I'm excited for that too.
I'm seeing that gameplay, man.
Yeah, you guys looking forward to it?
Yeah. I only need to see. I just want to see what it's going to look like, what it's going to be running like as far as the gameplay, and then I'll be out.
Yeah, I don't really need to see much from it. You know, it's a day one cop, so
yeah.
Let me just see how the game runs. You know what I mean, and what we got to look forward to, and I'm good.
Yep. In the same place with Spider-Man. Like I'm going like media blackout on Spider-Man.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not even watching anything Spider-Man related because I kind of know what to expect now. I've seen enough. It's just it's a weight game for me at this point.
Nope.
Yeah, but I'm with you guys. I'm gonna check out Red Dead Redemption 2. By the way, one of the best endings of any game. That's constant.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna like check out, you know, a little bit of it, but
I kind of wanted to play through Red Dead again before that comes out, but I don't see that happening.
Dude, you should, man. It's X1.
What time, man? I have no time. I'm barely getting through some of the other games I'm playing. You know, I would love to though, but yeah, I don't see it happening right now.
Yeah, that's true, man. You still got to get through Destiny.
No, I've been working on Destiny in between, still playing The Witcher.
Nice, man.
Yeah, I got my light up to 320 something. 330.
There you go, man. It be money. Eric's putting in that grind, man.
Yeah, man, you have to.
Yeah,
definitely have to, man.
Grind. Nice, man. Nice. Well,
and I haven't even touched the summer event yet. I heard that's a biatch.
Yeah, it is I haven't either. I've been busy. I'm getting ready to move, and so I've been dealing with that. I'm finally gonna have like my own like game room though, which is really exciting, like with a door. So I'm excited about that.
It's the little things.
No, it is, man. It's like, you know, I'm gonna put like a desk in there so I can podcast. You know, get one of those gamer chairs. What? I can't wait. Anyhow,
like a little kid, like
yeah. It's got a finished basement, and there's a room, which could be like a bedroom in the finished basement if we turn to the game room.
Nice, man.
Yeah, so I'm excited, man. I'm like, man, I'm gonna get one of those like fancy game chairs that like all the YouTube or Twitch streamers have, and get a little refrigerator down there. I'm good to go.
Yeah, that green screen coming.
Yeah, man. I don't know if I'm gonna do that, man.
You're about to build that Brap stream team.
Right, little Brap logo. Shit, might have to start doing sponsorships for vitamin C ads and stuff, man. Get over this cough.
I'm gonna say the Boar's Head dropped us.
Yeah, Boar's Head dropped us. They got tired of slow-mo's nonsense.
Too controversial.
Slow-mo was too controversial for them. Big shout out to our man Slow-mo. Couldn't make it tonight. We miss you, man. Look forward to having you back on next week. Slow-mo and it was disappointing he couldn't make it tonight because we were having a nice spirited debate in the DM.
Yep. Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. What did you guys think about our debate? I don't know if you caught it, B, but
I was just laughing, man. You guys just had me like rolling. It's like you were trolling each other.
What was it about?
hey, he took the loaf, man. Right? He took the L.
It was based off of their Destiny versus Division
Oh, okay.
Twitter polls.
Yeah.
Because what does someone tell you? You're just gonna keep doing polls until you get the result you want.
So I want to just real quick, and I don't want to beat a dead horse with Destiny 2 versus the Division, but I don't get this. And this is the part that really. So was it Gaming Forte that did the poll originally? I think he did.
Yeah, Gaming Forte put it up first.
Yeah, so Gaming Forte put up a poll. What game do you think looks better? Destiny or Destiny 2 or the Division? I think it was close, right?
Yeah, it was only like a couple percent.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was like a couple of percentage points off, right? It was close. So I did one, and the Division won 59% to 41%.
Mm-hmm.
What am I missing something?
I mean, it's probably just like the weather effects and stuff, and like the camera is a lot closer on like the character or whatever. And it's third person, so you know what I mean. It gives off a little different look.
Yeah.
So you do see like slightly more details, but as far as like the scenery and stuff like that, this Destiny kills it every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that assessment.
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that, but I don't know, man. Going from Destiny 2 to Division, to me it's like night and day. That's just that's my opinion. So, but so we Slim and I were debating that, and then we were debating as you guys, as everyone's already talked about yesterday's big news out of IGN. and I just want to say something real quick. Let's not blame IGN. Let's not necessarily kind of, because I've seen this, and I think you mentioned this, like people are going to take this as a way to, say, oh, look, there's the media, there's the biased media, and we can't trust them. And no, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the media. It's the one person who IGN hired this individual to be a professional. They trusted him to. Chief Tommy says, "I need warm tea."
Yeah.
Ryan Landis says it's probably the Russians. Twitter polls. It's funny. But yeah, it's not like the media per se where this is a big issue. And I want people to get away from that, because I don't think it's an exact picture of what is really going on. Again, IGN hired this individual to to do reviews, and they trusted him to be honest, to do things that weren't that wouldn't damage their brand name. And this guy violated their trust, and he did things that were clearly unethical. Clearly, if you guys have heard the recent update, he was fired earlier today. I don't think anyone's surprised by that, right?
No, he was fired yesterday, right?
Yeah, yesterday.
Oh, was it yesterday? Okay,
He was fired yesterday. So, no, not surprised, and they had to. I mean, you can't have someone who was questionable, and then it kind of, Jason Schreier kind of put out there that it wasn't like the first time that he kind of did that.
And by the way, leave it up to Jason Schreier to like find like the scoop, like dig up some dirt.
Every time people like hate on Jason Schreier, this is exactly why I love him, because he gets the actual scoop on stuff that people would never try to dig into. You know what I mean? All the biggest stories of the industry, Jason's right there and right in front of him, and I respect him for it, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, he goes back and forth with people on social media, and people kind of downplay his work because they get in their feelings. But at the end of the day, if you want a journalist, that's a journalist. He does what journalists actually do: find the story, dig for the story, get the facts, and put them out there.
Yeah, the story that he did with Amy Hennig's group, that now defunct Star Wars game that she was working on. I mean, there was a lot of hearsay and these rumors about what happened, and he got a lot of insight from people who were there.
Right.
And he was the only one. I mean, he kind of broke that story.
Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
but I guess for me, guys, like I see people all, the immediate knee-jerk reaction ourselves. Oh, it's IGN, they're at it again, and it's the shady game media, and I can't.
Well, let me say that's from the usual suspects. I mean, you have people who swear there's like media bias up and down, but if you really pull back the layers on that, they're in some kind of war with IGN. Like their focus is to go at IGN at every chance they get. Honestly, admittedly, the more mature side of things, like the people who actually have common sense on my timeline, I saw more people kind of looking into the situation as far as like, no, I don't blame IGN. I blame the dude for doing it. Maybe they definitely need to, in some ways, because they've had a few things that hit them over the last few months. So they may need to pull back a little bit and kind of regroup, kind of how they do some things. But
IGN's in a tough spot right now too, man. They had a lot of background stuff going on. There's a lot of people leaving. You know what I mean? So they got all these moving parts. So it's very difficult to try to maintain a business,
right,
and keep things going per usual when you have all these random pieces that you have to try to put together.
Yeah. But they did it the right way. They pulled the review down. They issued a statement. They looked into it. They handled it. They issued another statement. That's how you handle it,
right?
But those who have their feelings hurt over or feelings invested in console stuff, they can't look at the bigger picture on that. It's like at the end of the day, there are people with feelings who work in these situations, right?
Mm-hmm.
And whose lives are involved in this. The dude made a very bad choice. He's probably going to have a very hard time, finding, like another landing spot, because ultimately he made it to the big show.
Right.
And to do that on that stage is crazy, right? But as far as IGN goes, like they handled it, but now they really probably need to like tighten the ship up a little bit. Because a move like that can definitely hurt you as far as people, trusting like your opinion on something. And they've been kind of handling it in a way where it's not throwing dude under the bus. They handled it. And then the people who are still there are kind of saying, look, guys, we take this very serious, which people should. And as far as the industry goes, you take it very serious. Like plagiarism is like the big no-no. Like, no, that's breaking the code of ethic right there when it comes to this kind of thing. So yeah, you can't be pissed at them. You can be pissed at the individual. And like even Colin Moriarty said, it sucks. It's, doing a review is one of the easiest things you can do as far as being in this industry. And to plagiarize that, is a bit lazy, but at the same time, there's no need to dogpile on the guy. Yeah. At the end of the day, man, when you really think about it, yeah, it sucks. But at the end of the day, is it a life-threatening thing? No. Is it shitty? Yeah. Is it life-threatening? No.
Yeah. No, it's not like you said, it's not life-threatening at all.
Right.
It's not the end of the world. So there's more important things, but
it's the end of the world to some people who can't put into perspective that these are just dumb plastic boxes.
Yeah.
Go, pew, pew.
But I guess like I was saying earlier, my point is I don't think we should just jump to the conclusion this is some kind of like big media problem. Like it's all like the websites that are doing this, that are trying to deceive readers and whatnot. Mm-hmm. That's not what's going on here. But did you guys watch the YouTube videos or the 2 reviews though?
No, but before we get into that, people have to understand like who Philip is and where he came from.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go to a lot of big YouTubers, and maybe some that aren't so big, a lot of the content is shared across the platform. You know what I mean? If you go to YouTube,
mm-hmm.
you can go to the biggest YouTuber, the smallest YouTuber. Somebody has stolen some sort of content and put it up on their channel and don't issue any credit to the original user. So this kind of goes on all the time in the YouTube scene. And Philip is from YouTube. You know what I mean? That's kind of where IGN found him. He was very popular on YouTube, had a pretty big channel. And they kind of brought him in when Jose went to Nintendo. So, just having that background, it's probably where it kind of got him in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm sure he probably just stuck to his old ways. You see some little guy working on something, not that big a deal, not too many people watching this stuff, and you use it for yourself. And, you present that to your audience. They don't know the difference. And on YouTube, for the most part, it's not a big deal. Because Nobody really cares at the end of the day.
Right.
But when you go work for a major company and you have that name on your back, it's a little different. And you gotta understand that you're representing a company that's paying you to do a job, and you should be able to do that job without having to steal someone else's content.
Yeah, and when you look at the videos, it's amazing how pretty much identical they are. The body of the review, the verbiage. I mean, it's like pretty identical, and it's and the guy that he plagiarized, Boomstick Gaming, not to be confused with Boomstick XL, who we've had on the show. Mr. Boomstick, yeah. He's had smaller channel. I think he's had like 12,000 subs or something like that. So not nearly in the same size as IGN, but he's kind of I guess if there's any silver lining in all this is that his reviews got like 300,000 views now.
Well, people said the review was really good.
No, it was good.
Not surprised that if you're going to use it, right. And I've seen actually some people saying that maybe IGN should reach out to this guy. Somebody that can like help create some content, but you gotta, like B said, if you're pulling somebody from that world who's never really done like game journalism on that level, you gotta maybe explain to them the ropes, because Philip was a pretty good host of NBC, filling in for Jose.
Yeah.
So it was, based on that, like I didn't know him from his YouTube world. I just kind of knew he kind of came in and he was the new Nintendo editor and was doing pretty good work. So I think a lot of people, when they first announced, or it first broke that the plagiarism happened, people were kind of thinking it was just an intern or something.
Right.
And then when Philip's name got put out there, I was like, oh wow. And I was listening to NBC when I read the tweet about it. I was like, ooh,
Yeah. Well, didn't Jason Schreier also post something else, another review that he did, where he's kind of plagiarizing?
Who's that?
I thought Jason Schreier also tweeted something out, give another example of.
Yeah, no, that's what we were saying like a moment ago. Yeah, like Jason put out another example.
Yeah.
That Philip had done this before. With a FIFA review.
Oh man.
So it's like that's rough, man, because like we were saying, like, the guy comes from the YouTube world, but he kind of made it to the big show, and now if he's trying to find another landing spot, people are going to think twice.
Right.
I mean, I think his career is done. Safe to say. You guys think he gets a shot somewhere else?
You never know. I mean,
B Money Tick hire him.
Someone give him a second run. I mean, it always get that chance to bounce back.
Yeah. I don't know, man. We'll see. I will say this though. I did like Cal's tweet last night.
Yeah, Cal was cool on that.
That was classic, man.
Did you see it, B?
Yeah, I did, man.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
That was hilarious. I was dying. That was pretty funny. Yeah, but and this certainly doesn't help IGN. I mean, we talked about some. Yeah, I mean, Eric, you brought this up. I mean, they've had some situations like we don't know why Marty was it
Marty O'Donnell,
Marty Sleva.
Yeah, why Marty Sleva?
Yeah, why he left, right?
Right. I mean, people are speculating, but no one really knows for sure. I know it was weird because like I follow Marty, and like Marty was on like a couple of the podcasts there, and then he wasn't, and then he used to tweet, pretty heavily, and then he wasn't tweeting at all, and I was kind of like, does Marty even work there anymore? And he hadn't tweeted for like months, and then all of a sudden, like he was out. So, and when it was kind of asked of some of the staff, they were kind of like, that's not our story to tell. Like they actually addressed it on one of the podcasts and just kind of said, Marty's leaving, but that's kind of like, that's not our story to tell. And then they just kind of went on about, doing their show. So they had, that going on. And depending on how you look at it, they had the God of War faux pas, the black screen thing.
Yep.
That, people were up in arms about. Depending on how, again, like I said, how you look at it. Some people are like, it's funny, it's not a big deal. Is it in poor taste? Yeah, but is it that big of a deal? Mm-hmm.
I didn't even think it was a big deal or poor taste. It was a joke. It wasn't an offensive joke.
People too sensitive, man.
It wasn't like it wasn't a joke. Like
sensitive, man.
it wasn't even a offensive joke. You notice how they did the same thing to PlayStation? No one said a word.
Exactly.
Mhm.
That's what I said when they did it. They did the exact same thing. PlayStation. Nobody cried about it.
Nope.
It just wasn't a big deal.
You can't have fun. You can't have fun with these things. It's too serious. You know, it's too serious. Too serious. Gaming is serious shit, y'all.
I mean, I guess, man. Like if gaming's your biggest issue in life, God bless you, man. Seriously,
I'll give you a book bag of these problems. Seriously, like you get that bit out of shape over that, you don't have enough problems.
Exactly. Yep. I got a whole duffel bag of issues.
We don't have problems, but your problems obviously are not that big.
No.
So, but yeah, so they had that, and then they had the pretty dark situation that was going on with the sexual harassment stuff with Vincent Genito, like earlier this year. So that they had that going on. So yeah, so they had a couple things kind of like breaking and going on. So they definitely like B was saying, like it's a big company. You have a lot of moving parts.
Yeah, but, it is a shame because you have some good journalists over there too. Like, God, I forgot his name now. Ryan McCaffrey.
Mm-hmm.
Who we've had on the show.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I've said that before, man. I know people give Ryan a hard time. I should say people, like
fanboys
people that they give him a hard time. And you can kind of say what you want about like their writing or their daily articles or however that may go. Some people go there for it. Some people go to other places to get their information. Yeah. But if you visit like their podcast, to me, they honestly all kind of do a better job of uplifting and finding silver linings in most things gaming than any YouTube, any podcast, anything like that. Like people like to say like they're biased, they do this, they trash it. But no, they typically find like if there's a negative situation, they usually kind of find like a way to find that silver lining in it, the positive side of it.
Yeah, and that's throughout all the podcasts, whether it be NVC, Beyond, or Unlock.
Yeah.
Game Scoop.
They celebrate gaming in a way that we don't get on Twitter or in a lot of podcasts around
here.
Yeah. And that's kind of why I listen to them, because it's a different perspective. I listen to our community podcast, not as many as I used to, but there's select fews. But I still listen to like most of the IGN podcasts.
Yeah, that's a great point. They do celebrate games, and that's what it should be about.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it should be about. So, well, this thing will eventually blow over. I mean, I think obviously did the right thing.
Hey, Tommy's right, man. We are in a different age now, bro. Social media is a trip. Sometimes, Tommy, man, sometimes I sit back and just read stuff, and I'm like, these people are wild.
You just gotta read and keep scrolling, man.
Yeah. Man, I do, man. Scrolling. If Twitter kept like a record of your deleted tweets, like the ones you wrote when they on, it's like, nah, I ain't going down that rabbit hole.
They should put this. Yeah, can you imagine if they publish a novel of people's deleted tweets?
Oh man.
Not that they could ever do that, but can you imagine how funny that would be?
Yeah.
The stuff people said.
Yeah. I just don't have the energy. Like B said this like months ago, man. Trying to find people who just want to talk gaming is difficult at times.
It is,
because even if you're just trying to have like a decent gaming conversation, you're always gonna get some asshole that comes in there trying to shit on and rain on stuff,
Yeah.
like you literally feel like you escaped. If you got out of a conversation without that happening, like, whoo, that's a good conversation. I made it out of there alive.
Yeah. Don't Call Me Dan says, when you saw Marty on podcast, he never looked like he took things serious. It's true.
No.
He did. He just got chilling.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But he had pretty unique.
He had his passions, though, man.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I mean, you could, like, when it comes to, like, some of the indie scene, like, Marty would talk about a game that you had no idea about.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was talking about
you see the excitement in his face, man.
Yeah.
Like, he'd be all about it.
Yeah, so a dude like that, I mean, I hope he's not involved in something that's dark. I know the speculation that people are thinking that there was like a sexual harassment thing going on there. No one really knows for sure. But hopefully with that, we see him surface somewhere else, because, I think the dude is a talent.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we have some we have a rumor going around.
What?
Yeah.
That's always rumors, man. What rumor you talking about?
Microsoft buying Obsidian.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is something that I think got going on Reset Era. And forget the guy who posted on Reset Era, but he's been more recently kind of spot on with other Microsoft rumors. Talked about Microsoft buying Playground before that happened officially. Is now saying that Obsidian's probably in the mix now, which I think would be another big acquisition by Microsoft. I mean, I don't think there's any debating that, considering some of the games Obsidian's put out in the past. And I think this would further cement Microsoft's commitment to building up their first party, which obviously is, they're doing this for anticipation of the next console generation. So what do you guys think? Is this a rumor or is it going to happen? Is it true?
I kind of think where there's there's smoke, there's fire, in a good way.
So you think this? So you think there's you think that this is potentially something that's really happening behind the scenes?
Yeah, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility. It's not some wild. It's a rumor, but it's not some wild rumor that you'd be like, nah, that ain't happened. People talking about Microsoft buying EA or whatever.
Oh, that's going down too, E.
and Sega, that's still going down.
And Sega, yeah, the Sega rumors going. Yeah, Sega one's been a rumor for the last 20 years.
No, I mean, putting in a letter of intent, that's a strong possibility.
Yeah,
and it falls in line with what Phil was saying at E3. They weren't done.
I was watching a podcast. B, what's a Tick podcast that comes on tonight? Double XP?
2XP. Yeah, 2XP.
Yeah, someone said they're buying Obsidian to finish Crackdown 3.
Hey, they might be able to make Crackdown 3 a better game, though.
Yeah,
will that come with another delay?
Hey, what they say? Delayed game always has the potential to be great.
That's the Miyamoto.
But Microsoft's already said no more delays.
Hey, they gonna put out a dud? What's the over under? What's the over under for Crackdown 3, man?
I say it comes out February.
February?
Yeah.
You think they're going no matter what?
Good reception or bad reception?
I think it's going to be a mediocre reception.
Mediocre?
Yeah.
Similar to how State of Decay and Sea of Thieves launched?
Yes.
Yeah? I feel the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The game's been, it's clear there's issues with this game. So. But I don't know. So if they bring an Obsidian to the fold, I wonder what. I mean, maybe I guess they have them working on new IP.
Yeah, I think they're working new IP. I think it'd be something smaller. Kind of stick in that AA realm that Obsidian has been in for the last couple of years, and then just release on Game Pass, man. Their end goal right now is Game Pass, and to really get that subscription model going, rather it be with Game Pass or whatever their streaming service is going to be. So I think that was the major reason why they loaded up with first party, because they see the potential that Game Pass brings for them. So if you can release games every couple months and really keep people subscribed, that's just more money in their pocket. You know what I mean? So if Obsidian released the game in this late spring, early summer every year or every 2 years or whatever the case may be, that could really work for them.
So you don't think they hand Obsidian Recore 2?
Hey, that could be a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
Or Rise, because we know everything is influenced by Rise.
Everything comes through Rise.
No, but I mean that's a great point, B. I mean, and look, I wouldn't be surprised. Let's keep it real. I mean, wouldn't be surprised if they go out and buy more studios to fuel that beast, to fuel that Game Pass.
Because you have to think, man, Amazon is coming too. Amazon just hired the senior vice president from 2K.
Yep.
So Amazon is coming. EA and Ubisoft for, Activision are talking about having their own streaming service. So Microsoft has to kind of get in front of that, you know what I mean? And if everyone else is going to have their own thing, then Microsoft has to have a stable of studios that can put out quality content. Because if I can go and subscribe to Ubisoft and I only care about Ubisoft games, why do I need to subscribe to whatever Microsoft is doing? Or if I only play Call of Duty and I only want to play Activision games, play Overwatch, why do I need to subscribe to what Microsoft's doing? So Microsoft has to build that stable of quality studios, putting out quality content on a consistent basis to keep that subscriber count high.
Yeah. Sam in the chat says, speaking of Game Pass, don't be surprised if a big publisher jumps on board later this year. I thought my reply was Bethesda. I think that would. I don't know if that's.
Bethesda would probably be the one that I would guess as well, just because I don't see them doing their own streaming thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be a good guess.
Yeah, interesting.
What say you, Sam?
Sam, what say you? Sam also said, get Obsidian to make a Dragon Age style game. RPGs are their specialty. So, yeah, that's a great point, B. And I'm convinced too that they're going to still buy studios. It's funny, Slimo thinks that they'll buy Telltale. And I mean that's total speculation, by the way.
You botting.
What's that?
I said you botting.
Oh, am I really?
No, your voice is going, man.
Oh yeah, my voice is there. Look,
you better get some lemon tea, man.
Yeah, man.
Keep it on standby for every podcast.
Does that work?
Yeah.
Lemon tea. I have to look into that.
Yeah, drop a little honey in there too, man.
Yeah,
be good to go.
And literally for the quick hit, man, just put put honey in a tablespoon, lemon juice, and the table, and just like shoot it down, man.
This podcast is turning a gaming podcast to a home remedies podcast.
WebMD. Welcome to WebMD podcast.
Hi, welcome to Botanical Gardens podcast. We give you homeopathic recipes.
I see you, Sam.
Oh, what does Sam say?
He said, here's a hint. Make sure you tune into QuakeCon.
Woo! All right. Sam, dropping some nuggets.
Yeah, like I said, I think Bethesda would be the one to jump on board. I mean, they've always played nicely with Microsoft, and I don't see them ever really doing their own thing as far as the streaming thing. So, that's also something Microsoft has to consider. All the mid-tier developers, you know what I mean, who put out quality content but don't really get that recognition that they deserve on all the content that they put out. So I would try to go after Bethesda and get them on Game Pass, release everything there day one.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great point, B. I mean, that's the genius of Game Pass. Getting those mid-tier developers, getting them on board. Because obviously it's working for Microsoft.
Yeah.
I think Sea of Thieves is probably the best example of that. Despite the reviews and everything, I mean, it's got 5 million players.
Yeah.
So I'm sure a lot of that has to do with Game Pass.
Yeah, man, you can be minted in Game Pass, man, especially when they have these deals. We can get 6 months for about $30 or whatever.
Oh yeah, I still got mine chilling in my visor, man. I'm waiting for them to drop Forza, and I'll probably activate the code, man.
Hey, let me ask you guys something. You think, not to kind of derail the conversation a little bit, does Sony need to come with a Game Pass type service next gen?
Oh, I think they will. I think they're already plotting on it.
Interesting.
Well, we always say, man, if it makes dollars, it makes sense.
Yep.
So,
and I think Sony may actually be able to sustain, a higher subscriber count just because they have like all the other stuff they can throw in there as pseudo exclusives and keep the content rolling throughout the year.
Interesting, man. Yeah, that's interesting. I was kind of thinking about that today too. Like, is Sony gonna? They almost have. I feel like they have to. I feel like this something like Game Pass is too good of a value not to have.
Yeah.
You know, especially as Microsoft looks to beef up their offerings on Game Pass, which they're going to do, and it's going to happen.
I mean, if you're just not coming into like the Xbox ecosystem, like literally like picking up an S or an X or whatever, I mean, that to me that would be the way to go.
Oh, I agree.
I mean, guys like us, I mean, I have Game Pass, but I'm saying guys like us, you know, we have pretty big libraries and backlogs, you know, begin with, but literally like, you know, holiday season, if I was handing out consoles, I would get like a 6-month Game Pass, hand them a console, be like, go to the playground, have fun.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah. So like B saying, yeah, Sony definitely does that as well. Like with their, if they can figure out, you know, how to hit that backlog as well, the library, that could be pretty huge for them.
Yeah, I agree. Oh my God, as my voice is going, do I sound like the DOC yet?
You sound like something, man.
I don't know what's going on, guys.
You sound like you're being possessed.
Yeah. Red Rum. Red Rum. Red Rum.
Are you guys ready for to jump in where you know, some of these big publishers come out with their own service and we have multiple subscriptions?
No,
because I don't
can't think of any more passwords.
Yeah, you know what? That is my issue right there. Thank you, E. I got that issue right now on my TV with Netflix, Amazon, View, whatever it's called. Yeah, man, it's too many damn passwords.
I just did my movies anywhere, linking it to my Xbox, and you know, I'm like, okay, let me think. I got this password for that. Boom. All right, I got Netflix. I got going through my little Rolodex of passwords. You know, linking my iTunes. Okay, I got that password there. I got my password. Oh fuck, what's the password for that? You know. I know, you know, you can get like an app, you know, to have all your passwords in one place, but then you need a password for that one.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, man, and that's
I don't know.
That's the frustration, like for me, man. Like legit, like it's can't remember all my passwords.
Yeah, I don't know how you feel because I look at it like this: there's only so many things you can subscribe to before you start paying more money in subscriptions than you would just to go buy something.
Right, and that's the scariest part for me, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You know, if everybody, if I'm paying $10 a month to everybody, and I got
right.
you know 15 subscriptions, am I really winning at the end of the day?
Well, I mean, it depends on how much content, but B, it depends on how much content you're getting.
Yeah, but you know, I
mean, what if you're getting, you know, say $150 a month, right? You're getting like 2 or 3 games from each service a month. That's not, yeah, you're winning.
Yeah, I mean, but how many? When you look at it, you know, these big publishers, how often do they really put out games? You know what I mean? So at that point, we're looking at the back catalog of stuff. You know what I mean? And it's like, do I
already have a backlog?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, look, if I won the lottery and I was going to be home all day,
yeah,
that's fine. No, for real. I
Eric Jackson, what are you going to do with your lotto winnings? I'm going to subscribe to Activision streaming service.
I'm about to get this backlog cracking.
Let me tell you about Game Pass.
I will be spending the next 6 months knocking out my backlog and then subscribing to everything.
So let's just say, like, if Activision does it right, so like to access Destiny every month is going to cost you $10 a month, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, you could just buy the game for, you know, in most cases you would just buy the game for $60 and you'd have access to it for forever.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're paying $120 a year to access the game, plus you still probably have to buy all the season pass content.
Yeah.
So are you really winning at the end of the day?
Yeah.
I mean, probably not. I mean, if the content's there, you're winning. That's the key. So all this is content. But you're right, B. Like how many big games is like? I mean, Activision releases 2 big games a year.
Right.
And what else do they do?
Nothing. I mean, they've released Crash Bandicoot and they have the Spyro collection, but prior to that, they released nothing. You know what I mean? So
Tony Hawk collection.
So if you want to be dedicated to Destiny, you know, for 3 years until the next version comes out. You've paid what, $160 or $360 to play it for 3 years plus whatever extra content you've bought for it. So at that point, you're probably $400 to almost $500 into Destiny 2. You know what I mean? Like at that point, it becomes ridiculous. So like, are you really winning? You know what I mean? If you only want to pay that.
Then you got to think about data usage.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of stuff we got to consider going into this streaming era.
Yeah. I mean, and you think about it. I mean, we're talking about it from the gaming side, but think about it from like just like media video side. I mean, you got Netflix, Hulu, DC starting their own.
Yeah, DC starting on. Disney's gonna have their own.
Exactly. CBS kind of has their own out there.
Yeah. Guys,
ESPN has their own.
Can we just agree that the digital age of entertainment is going to be very expensive?
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
it's definitely more consumer friendly because you get to pick and choose what you want to access and things like that. But if you want to access an abundance of things, you're gonna pay out the ass for it.
Yep. Because that's where, like, there was a point where I was rocking on PlayStation View, right? And, you know, to get the live TV aspect and the whole nine. But even that became, after a while, when you start doing some add-ons and you start looking for this, and you go on for packages, like, I'm paying as much as I was for cable.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be saving me money.
Yeah, it's supposed to be saving money.
You know?
That's the point of cutting the cord.
Yeah, you know, so... But something like a Game Pass makes sense because there's like a vast library of different things there. But but I don't know how I feel about subscribing to one particular publisher's thing. Like I don't have EA access. You know, people are like, and at one point people were like, "Man, this is like the greatest value like in gaming right now." And I'm like, well, if I was like rocking on every EA game, then maybe. But I don't really rock with all their games like that.
Yeah,
right.
You know, and apparently it doesn't seem like it's the greatest value. If you look at that star rating. On Xbox, it's like 2 out of 5 stars.
Yeah.
And you don't hear many people talk about it now that Game Pass is there.
Yeah, you really don't. You really don't hear a lot of people talking about it anymore.
Yeah, the most you heard people talk about it was that Madden 19 demo. Yeah. Right? That was pretty much when you heard people talking about EA access. So.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting to see what they do with their PC stuff though, because you know they got that premium on the PC where you can access every game day one.
Yeah.
So it's basically like Game Pass, but it's only on PC right now.
Well, interesting. So I mean, let me ask, what does this mean for Steam then? I mean, like
that was the other thing. A lot of games aren't going to Steam now.
Yeah, well, that's the thing with like Fallout. You know, Fallout was it 76?
Yeah, Fallout 76.
You know, it's going to use the Bethesda net. They're going to use their own launcher for that game. But it's only for the beta. I mean, the game still could come to Steam, but there's no plans for it right now. But but
what does all that mean for Steam? That's a pretty big deal, man.
I mean, but Steam's still generating a lot of money though. I mean, because you know the Steam sales, you still have a lot of content on Steam.
A lot of publishers now are really trying to hold on to that cut from Steam, man. They don't want to give that 30% to Steam.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when, you know, if they can launch it on their own service.
Yeah, that's true.
Money in house.
Right.
Why would I give Steam 30% for what? If the consumer is going to come in and buy my game regardless, why do I got to put it over here and give you half of my revenue?
Mm-hmm. That's a good point, man. That's a good point. And you're right. I think you're going to see more big developers leave Steam because, like I said, they got the money to do it. They can go out and invest in their own online infrastructure and keep all the money in house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't call me Dan says, how many subscriptions can one household possibly have? I think with Disney, ESPN, Hulu, and something else will be bundled together. I mean, that's a great question, Danny. I don't know. Apparently E's got a lot.
No, actually, I mean, I have like Netflix and Hulu. And when it comes to Game Pass, like I said, I bought like a year's worth of, cards, for like $60.
Yeah.
So no, it wasn't even $60. It was less than that. But
oh wow.
So I mean, I'm good with Game Pass up until like 2019. But would I pay for it month to month, like the $10? I don't know. We've had that talk. It's like my backlog is so big. Like it's like,
guys,
it is what it is.
Guys, we are discussing the future of gaming. I mean, this is how it's going to be. What if you like? I've been saying this more recently. Like, if you want a preview of what gaming is going to be like, if you have a smart TV, turn on your smart TV and look at all the apps you have.
Oof, man. Yeah. I was going through my the Fire Stick today, like deleting stuff I wasn't using anymore.
Jeez, man.
You know?
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. You're right.
I know people that have jailbroken their Fire Sticks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got a couple of those.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't condone jailbreaking here on Prap, by the way.
Right.
Got to throw that disclaimer out there. Oh my god. Yeah, no. It's funny. My dad asked me if I knew how to do that. I'm like, what? Dad's 7 years old. I'm like, what do you know about jailbreaking Fire Sticks? Anyhow, but it's interesting. I mean, this is gonna Steam's obviously gonna have to kind of reinvent themselves a little bit. Because I mean, I maybe it's crazy to say that. I don't want to say they'll be irrelevant one day. I don't ever see that happening. Because just how dominant they are on the PC market. But maybe there's a chance for them to come into the console market.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's always been a rumor of a Steam app on Xbox.
Mm-hmm. Well,
so
by necessity, that could happen.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it could.
Yeah.
Crazy things can happen.
Mm-hmm. It's. I mean, I guess it could happen. I think it'd just be tough. I don't see. Because I don't know what the actual cut is for like Microsoft and Sony, what they get from people buying like third-party games in their store.
Half.
But you know, what I mean, I would dare to say that they wouldn't want a Steam app on there and people coming in taking advantage of Steam sales and whatnot, and not, being able to get that same sale on their actual store. So that could be pretty tough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Don't Call Me Danny says, I know Microsoft signed a deal with Disney to have movies anywhere on their platforms. And that will come with ESPN and Hulu and something else, but I can't remember. I wasn't aware of a deal with Microsoft and Disney.
Well, they did sign the Movies Anywhere thing, but I didn't think that it came with any extra bonus.
Yeah, I'm not sure about it. Yeah.
I wasn't aware of that either. Yeah, I just thought it was like linking your account, like to your Xbox or whatever, which I did last night.
Yeah, some guy saying you can link your MS Movies account with Movies Anywhere now.
Yep.
Okay. Nice. All right, cool. Well, you know what, guys? Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to wrap up this podcast because
you're dying.
I'm done. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it's getting hard to talk, man. It always happens at nighttime too. It's the worst.
Hey man, that's where I was a few weeks ago, man. But my voice is completely gone.
Yeah, you were definitely DOC.
Yeah, I was gone, bro.
Can I get
My daughter was looking at me crazy. She's like, "What's wrong with you?"
Hey, snap out of it.
She's like, "Daddy, you sound crazy."
Yeah,
I know.
Oh my goodness, gentlemen, I'm gonna try to get on Destiny this weekend. I need to get some gaming in. It's been too long.
Yeah, man. Yeah, B, where you at with that?
I'm at 250 now. I think 252 or something like that. Light level, man. It's hard, man, because I don't want to do like all the nonsense, like doing patrols and
right.
Back, like all this like nonsense.
Yeah,
I want to try to muster through all the DLC stuff and get to the summer solstice event.
Mm-hmm.
It's just tough because it's like it's such a grind, man. And I wish I could just skip all of that.
Yeah,
no, I'm going through trials.
Many of us do feel the same way.
So dry. But no, man, if you want to run those campaigns, man, we can do that. Just kind of grind all this stuff out.
Yeah, B, we can run some strikes, man.
For second, I got to run the strikes and all that stuff too.
Yeah, if you guys want to run some strikes, you guys level up quick.
No, B's right, man. I'm like, these goddamn patrols, Ikora.
Oh my god! I'm like, Ikora, shut up! I don't want to do that. I don't like her meditation events or whatever it is.
Yeah, replay the story or whatever.
Yeah, you go back and replay. I'm like, I don't want that. Why do I have to do that?
Yep.
Yeah, I want to move on. Like I haven't done any of the strikes or the nightfalls or and that's so I want to get on to that stuff. So,
Yeah,
but I'm at an appropriate light level now. We can do that.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I mean, if you guys be more than happy to run you guys to some strikes and get you guys some gear.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta do that, man, so I can level up.
Yeah, no doubt.
Ready for Forsaken, man. It's right around the corner, man.
It is. We're getting close.
Yeah. No, because if we run it together
here. Did you guys take a look at the stream that they did?
Yeah, man.
2 days ago or whatever.
No, I didn't see it. I missed it.
I was watching it earlier.
Yeah, it was pretty good, man. They made a lot of weapon improvements, a lot of combat improvements. I'm really excited about, man.
That bow might be trouble for people, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that bow's gonna be nasty.
Oh, that bow's gonna be OP, isn't it?
I think so, man.
I saw it.
He kind of hinted at that. He hinted at that. He said, like for somebody who becomes really good with this thing, it could be trouble.
It's gonna be like the Turk bow and Gears.
Well, he labeled it. It's not a rapid weapon. It's a methodical weapon. Like you know how to pinpoint it and precision. I can see people just being like one hit.
Yeah, people gonna be popping off headshots.
Yep. So, but now it's some pretty cool stuff there.
Tell you, they're gonna do a week 1 patch on it. I already see it coming. Week 1 patch on the bow.
I tell you what, though, man. Like somebody like YouTube should just be doing a tutorial. Maybe they do. I don't know, but just teaching you everything. Because, like, dude, sometimes you're sitting there watching stuff like I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know what any of that means right now. Especially when you've been gone for a while, you come back like I don't know what that means. But okay, you know.
Really don't know how this works.
Right.
Yeah. No, I hear you, man. Like I'm telling you, man. Like when I was playing with Xbot, and he plays Destiny a lot. He was talking about like leveling up your weapon, using weapon mod for this, breaking down a weapon mod to do this. I'm like, whoa, what?
Yeah.
I had no idea what he's talking about.
It's like, add this to the master thing and it's like, what? Go ahead, what? Whoa, slow down.
Blink 3 times.
Right. It sounds like with Forsaken, there's going to be even more like weapon parsing and different modifications that you can make on ammo, like different ammo types.
Yeah,
different ammo
That's
types.
Gonna be hot. That's gonna be hot, I think.
A lot more people be able to run around with shotguns and stuff now. So a lot of weapon balancing that they had to do to the game. I'm excited, man. This is what I wanted.
As much as people complain about Destiny, and rightfully so. I mean, there were some things that they botched. You got to give your hats out to them. At least they're trying now. I mean, we just can't. I think sometimes as a gaming community, we tend to just to want to break balls all the time, but we don't necessarily give credit when credit's due either. I think they're certainly working hard because let's face it, what they do is not easy by any stretch of the imagination.
Oh yeah, because you got to think it's not just trying to go in there and balance a weapon.
Yeah.
For the single player experience. That weapon has to go across different, forms of the game. You know what I mean? Whether it's the PvE, the PvP, if you're playing, solo, or you're trying to run strikes with somebody or do the one of the raids, all of that has to be factored into when they make one small change to a weapon or to the gear set or to how, how armor works. All that stuff has to be factored in. So it's definitely tough. I know it's got to be grueling, and they're trying to figure all that shit out.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, and I mean, considering the variety of weapons and the modifications you can do, I haven't come across a weapon that's super OP in that game yet.
Yeah, I haven't either. Even playing in the Crucible with people who've been obviously playing the game for a lot longer than I have. Their light level is, up in that 400 range. So, I'm sure they got that crazy amount of weapons. You get in there and, I still hold my own. So even at the light level that I'm at now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's a testament to the design of the game and the work they put into it. So, but I think it's important. I mean, look, there's nothing wrong in, holding these developers accountable. At the same time, I mean, if they're working to fix the game, you have to applaud that too. I really believe that. I really do. What these guys are doing is not easy. I mean, I read all the stuff they're trying to do for Forsaken. I'm like, wow, this is a pretty monumental task for them. So,
yeah, I still want that discount though.
Yeah, they got to work on that. They got to fix that.
Yeah,
they got to fix that for sure. So, well, all right, gentlemen. Before my voice goes completely, big shout out to Slow Mo couldn't join us tonight.
I'm here. I just made it.
Oh, Slow Mo, what's up, man?
Slow Mo, what's up, man?
What's going on, man?
Man, it's been a day, but I figured like as soon as I got done with family stuff, I was like, you know what, let me try to get in here, and I guess I made it right at the end, huh?
Right at the end. Slow Mo, better late than never, man.
Hey, okay, so I missed every single topic. Let's see here. IGN plagiarism scandal. Bad IGN. Microsoft buying Obsidian.
Wait.
Who knows?
Forgot about don't forget about the loaf you got in DM.
Say what?
Don't forget about the loaf you got in DM.
Oh no, there was no loaf. I mean, if I got anything in DM, it was W's. like Golden State Warriors. That's what I got in DM.
Yeah.
And then the decline of Steam. Oh, is that about Fallout 76?
Yeah, that and other like Activision coming out like with their own.
I look, I'm not a PC gamer, but if I was a PC gamer, I think I would get annoyed with everyone kind of coming up with their own launcher, their own platform, and saying, "Hey, play your game on our application." I'm like, I mean, wasn't that kind of like defeats the purpose of Steam? So I don't think Steam is dying. Like we saw some stuff on Twitter. Steam is dying.
No, it's not dying.
It's not dying anytime soon. But it does look curious with how many publishers, like if this works out with Bethesda, how many publishers are going to start kind of forcing anyone who wants to play a certain game to have to use their launcher, and then that's how with
Steam
Ubisoft,
started.
will you end up doing that too? So it'd be kind of weird.
But that's how Steam started.
So that's how. Oh, so Steam started like you had to
Half-Life. You had to install Steam in order to play Half-Life.
No, so everyone's basically just trying to get their foot in the game. Kind of like how we were talking about what we think if Cloud really takes off, if Scarlet Cloud really takes off, that like we already know Activision is putting some feelers out there about potentially doing their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
At what
point, EA is too, right?
EA. So why would these publishers really need Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo anymore? Because they don't need if they don't need the hardware, they can just give you a little box and say, hey, have at it, and then everything can be the majority of it can be all put server side, and it's just your inputs and collision detection for bullets and whatever kind of game. I mean, that would seem it would seem like Microsoft was kind of opening Pandora's box. But again, me personally, I don't think that kind of technology is going to happen anytime soon. So like 10, 15 years from now. But yeah, I mean, it's I don't know. I'm not a PC gamer. Maybe you guys are, and that's like
I don't get it.
Nah.
Yeah. I like plug and play, man.
Plug and play.
But that's interesting, man. Like we have like multiple set-top boxes.
yeah, multiple little boxes, and I always I envision everything kind of being like the size of my PS TV, which is literally like the size of like a small SSD.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And like something to be that small and be able to do next gen gaming. I'm interested in seeing how this turns out. I'm still skeptical because
Scarlet Cloud.
until I see how it works. Latency is still latency, bro. It's like no, I don't. I've heard some people saying, oh well, 5G is going to be out by then. I'm like, come on.
Scarlet Cloud. It has electrolytes.
Oh man, no.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I've heard a lot of people talk about 5G. So yeah, I mean, but that's how far away from 5G? That's a couple years out, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to roll it out in some places. I heard in Texas they're trying to roll out 5G in some cities.
Isn't T-Mobile claiming they're doing it first?
Yeah, they've rolled it out in some cities already. It's just not fully active.
Yeah. And I heard it's faster than 4G, and it kind of goes into some things that Verizon and AT&T were trying to pitch to the government, instead of running the fiber across the nation like they told the government they would do a couple decades ago, that they will kind of switch it to basically, big, huge Wi-Fi areas where it'll be like a whole city that gets Wi-Fi through their carriers. It's kind of interesting. I don't think that's gonna fly.
Sounds dangerous, man. I picture like drones everywhere, like I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, we'll see how it all turns out, because I mean, Microsoft. The smart thing about Scarlet is that there's still a traditional console for the people who just don't want to deal with any of that stuff. And if the whole cloud box bombs, they still got their traditional console to compete with. So they're not taking a huge, like, putting all their eggs in one basket kind of risk, but it is still somewhat risky because they'd be the first one out there with it and seeing putting their toe in the water, see how it goes,
But it's good. It's good, like you said, like they offer like multiple SKUs. People don't want to deal with all that nonsense,
Yeah,
have a traditional console experience. That's good. They're not putting all their eggs in one basket.
Yeah, especially if it's just like, if the rumor that it'll be anywhere between $100 to $125. Shoot, I'll buy one of those.
Yeah, I'll buy one too, man.
It doesn't cost that much. I'll take, I'll give it a shot. I mean, I have broadband fiber with no data caps as of now. So hey, why not?
That's gonna change for me, man.
Man, yeah. I don't know how it's going to turn out in this area, because this you and I live in a very, very highly populated area.
Yes, yeah, we do.
If this area goes to all data caps, it's going to happen all across the nation. It's at the nation's capital, like New York and LA.
Oh yeah, it's going to happen.
Miami. It's everywhere else is going. It's going to get adopted, and that would be really, really unfortunate.
Well, I mean, but it's already here. Comcast has data caps here. I mean, Verizon is the only one that does not.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know about Cox, because I think Cox is only out in Virginia.
Yeah, Cox is only in Virginia.
Cox has data caps. They have data caps here.
Okay.
Ohio.
One of my coworkers has Cox. He doesn't have data caps right now, but I'll probably talk to him tomorrow and see if when last time he said he didn't have data caps, that was like in February when we still had net neutrality. So things change very quickly. You get that letter in the mail. You got 2 gigs before we throttle you.
Oh, it's terrible, man.
Hey, not to get political. How many more years do we have of Trump left?
2.
Oh, come on, 2 years. Come on. All right.
Man,
yeah. Turn to months.
Huh?
Then you get to turn to months.
I know, right? And you turn that 2 years into 2 months.
No, did you guys, like, I wasn't here earlier, but did you guys really think this Obsidian rumor is real?
It's
like
true.
That they're gonna, you think it's, I mean, I know it's like the letter of intent's pretty real, but do you think a letter of intent to purchase does that always guarantee a purchase? So
it
doesn't guarantee, but I think based on that, I think there's definitely like some levity to it.
Like what he said earlier, where there's smoke,
there's fire.
There's gonorrhea.
There's fire. I heard there's fire with that too. I don't know personally. I wouldn't know anything.
You better slow down, slow-mo. Some people might start making some accusations at you.
Sound like Eddie Murphy rolls a fire shot on my dick.
Yeah. Nah, Doc. I can't go to the bathroom. I go to the bathroom. So my house burns down.
A burning sensation when you urinate? Say, no, I mean like a literal burst of flames.
Right. Go to the bathroom. My house burned down. Oh my goodness.
But no, like if they could do man, I mean, because that would really fill a hole for Xbox gaming first party, because they don't have RPGs and that's all Obsidian does. They got their. I haven't played their the Pillars of Eternity series, but I mean it's like that's mostly PC, right?
No, it's coming to console now.
Okay. Yeah, I mean those kind of old school RPGs like Baldur's Gate. I got Baldur's Gate on my iPad. I don't know why I picked it up, but it's just I couldn't get into it. I think it's a little bit before my time.
Dude, Baldur's Gate was a classic, man, back in the days.
Yeah, everyone loves Baldur's Gate, but I just I can't. For me, I can't get. Oh, you know what? Let me say something because I'm late, so I gotta get all my stuff out. I have to do a correction for something I said some podcasts back, some episodes.
Ooh, Loaf's coming.
Yeah, I'm gonna take an L on this one. The vanishing of Ethan Carter. I killed it like a month and a half ago. I just killed it because I didn't understand what was going on. Well, I will. Okay, I'll take half an L. Half an L because
lowercase L.
Lowercase L, right? It almost don't, you know, in some text and font it looks like an I. But the game. I figured out, so I talked to a friend of mine who loves the game, and me and him argued about this game, and I was talking about how horrible it was, and he explained to me where I was, like the puzzles, where I was messing up with the puzzles, and it does say in the very, very beginning, the vanishing of Ethan Carter doesn't hold your hand. So I guess I should have took that to heart because it really doesn't hold your hand. Like the gameplay mechanics are like almost non-existent. You can't really tell what it really wants you to do, but once you figure it out, it's a really, really good story that's in there, and it's like these small stories that are very like self-contained and interesting, and then you go on to a next area and see another story, but it all kind of comes together in the whole overarching plot of the whole game, and it's really only an hour and a half long, so I did like half of it last night, and I'm gonna do the last half tonight. I'm gonna try to finish it tonight. So it is a game. I would say it's not one of those games where you absolutely have to play it, but I would say if you're interested in those kind of games, those kind of very story driven walking simulator quote unquote kind of games, to give it a shot. You may like it or you may hate it, and I'm kind of like in the middle, just because it's the gameplay mechanics are still kind of blah to me, but the stories are good, so yeah, give it a shot.
Cool, man. All right, well, gentlemen, we're gonna wrap up before I start sounding like the DOC. So Slow-Mo, man, great. I'm glad that you can make it, man, last minute. Definitely appreciate it.
Oh, no problem, man.
Everything's okay with the fam, and everyone will be back next week. Hopefully I get my voice back and I don't sound like the DOC
or DMX
I'm not gonna start barking like a dog. Hey, it's your boy. Oh man. Hey, remember DMX and Belly?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
my favorite movies, man.
God, Belly was such a good movie.
I'll never forget that scene when they're walking through the club with the glow lights and everything.
Yeah, the glow lights. Yeah,
it's just like that was pretty good. You know, like cinematography. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah,
that's that Hype Williams effect, man.
Is that Hype Williams?
That was his name. That was Hype Williams. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Belly's dope.
Yeah, and they were. I think Mary J was playing on the background. They're walking to the club, and what was Nas's name? What was his character's name?
Oh man,
that's too far back.
DMX was Buns.
Buns, yeah. Hey, Buns. Yeah, Buns.
Oh shit, I can't remember Nas's name now.
What was his character? Maybe it was Snaz.
Snaz.
Yo, Keisha. Remember his girl?
Sincere. That was his name. His name was Sincere.
Sincere. That's it. That's it.
Sincere.
Yeah. Man, yeah, Tara Hicks in that. She was fine.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, I like.
I tell you what, though, I love that movie. I love that movie, but Nas wasn't about to win any acting awards.
No, he wasn't.
It wasn't too bad, man.
Look, you know how good or bad he was by how many movies he got after that.
Right.
We got no movies.
Exactly.
Like I'm saying though, like what we should do, right? We should go back to Africa. It's like, stop it, dude.
It was so bad. And I don't know if like many people know this, but I don't even know what Hype Williams is doing today. But he used to make great videos, right?
All the his music videos were like Melly.
Yeah.
But apparently he only would do one take. He wouldn't do multiple takes. And if like he just wanted the first take and that's it, he didn't believe in doing like if someone fubbed the line or whatever.
Oh wow!
So like, I mean, when you don't have
Violator
actors. Say what?
He did that Violator video in one take.
Yeah, well, I mean that one take, but like he would do
like one shot.
One shot. That's what I meant. Like one shot. Like he wouldn't say, "Okay, that messed up. Run it again." No, he would just be like, "It's going to go in one shot." And so, like when you don't do reshots, when you don't do retakes, when people kind of like that Nas line, let's go back to that. Like you should say it. No, seriously, man. People get me better than that. Okay, let's do this again. But instead, you just be like, all right, that's it, and keep going. Like, I mean, if that's your signature, cool. But like, this is why you didn't get to do no more movies.
Hey, who was the Jamaican guy that Buns was hooked up with? He's like, I'm the real Don Dada.
Come to me with no pussy cloud, fear nothing.
Yeah.
I'm about to go watch this again. Who was that?
I forgot his name.
Like,
I'm the real Don Dada.
He said, I'm saying, no, if you afraid, we got. He's like, first of all, don't come to me with no blood clot. Blood clot fear.
I'm the original Don Dada.
When I fucking work out me.
Man, I'm gonna have to probably like find that like Walmart or something. Like you know how like you ever like, oh, I want to see that movie. And you check Netflix, they ain't got it. You check Hulu, it ain't got it. Even you go to like HBO Now, Amazon would normally have it though. You go to Amazon, like you find it, you like, man, I gotta pay money for that. Never mind. So I'll probably have to like go to the Walmart like bargain bin, like dig in there. That $3.
Yeah, I got it in the collection, man.
Remember Method Man was in that movie too.
He was.
Yeah. Clowning. Meth was in there.
Yeah.
This nigga in Nebraska.
Yeah. Man, yo, what up, son? I'm just trying to hang out with you.
Meth has parlayed a pretty good movie career.
Oh yeah, he's not that bad acting career yet.
I mean, he doesn't even rap. He didn't even like for a long time. He stopped rapping and just did movies. Mm-hmm. I mean, and TV show. Was he in The Wire?
He was in The Wire for a little bit.
Yeah. He was Cheese.
Cheese.
He was Cheese.
Yeah,
Cheese. Yeah.
Oh, because see, the Jamaican dude's name was Lennox.
Lennox, yes.
Yeah.
Lennox.
Dude, that movie's crazy, man.
Yeah.
And my wife can't stand it, dude. If I'm watching, she's like, "Oh my god."
Kane. I call it Kane because he was in Menace to Society as Kane, but Kane was in that movie.
Yeah, he was the dude in Nebraska, man.
Yeah, with the perm.
Clouded dudes from like the Midwest with the perm and the big glasses.
Yeah, but wait, and then those guys were clowning. They were clowning Method Man when he came out of his car. It was hilarious.
No, but they were making a statement, man, like New York dudes versus like
They were.
He had the perm and the big glasses.
Big glasses.
Oh, he's like, I don't like that shit.
I don't remember him in anything other than Belly and Menace to Society.
Oh, that was it. I think
that was it,
man. That was his claim to fame right there.
Yeah, Kane.
KD.
I could live off of royalties for that. I mean, if it was me, I wouldn't be too upset if I didn't get anything else. Cause
he was in Meet the Blacks and Panther. That was it. Remember that movie, Panther? The Black Panther movie?
I don't remember.
Not the new one, not the Wakanda one.
I was like, what? He was in Black Panther?
No, in 95, they did a movie about the Black Panthers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Who else was?
Wait, no, Kane wasn't in Dead Presidents. That was what's his face?
Lorenz Tate.
Old dog.
Old dog, yeah.
Old dog, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for your mother.
What you say about my mother?
Dude, I'll never forget that summer when Menace to Society came out, right? And everybody was like, old dog's the G, old dog's the dude, right?
Yeah.
And then he did that movie Inkwell.
Yes, I remember Inkwell.
Yeah.
Disappointed. Everybody ran to see it because they were like, "Hi, Lorenz Tate." I was like, "What was this?"
I'm like, that's not old dog. Wait a minute.
Lorenz Tate is an actor. You know, he was playing a role. He's not old dog for real.
Everyone thought he was an old dog in real life.
People were hot. Like he pissed off at Inkwell, man.
Everyone thought old dog was like that in real life.
I mean, did these people not see him in Fresh Prince? Because that's where he really got started. He was on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Right, he was.
Wait, no. It was Family Matters.
Oh, yeah,
he was bully Family Matters.
Yeah.
I know too much about random TV shit, don't I?
That's funny, man. Yeah, hey, you should do a $20 pyramid.
Yeah. Get my motherfucking weed.
That's just how I used to fuck.
Give my $25. I can go to Sloth and Spot Meat. Have we lost the audience, man?
Yeah, we lost all our audience.
Yeah.
See, this is how you know we're old. These old pop culture references,
You talk about Belly.
Yeah, Belly. But Mad Society was wow, man. I remember when that came out.
Was out there, man.
Yeah, I remember everybody was at the time because the soundtrack came out and it was Straight Up Menace by MC8?
MC8, man.
Yeah, everyone was playing that, man. Yeah. I remember dudes in high school would talk like him. They were like Gia. They would talk like MC8. Hey, Gia. Yo, you got snaps on the Petro? I'm like, what? What do you snaps on the Petro? What?
Which coast are you from?
Because you remember he says that in the movie.
Yeah.
Like, hey, man, who got snaps on the Petro? People would say that shit, man. I'm like, what? I mean, the influence of pop culture on teenagers, man, it's great. They probably do that now.
Of course. But but now it's like these new school wearing pink fluffy flamingo jacket wearing and pink flip flop mumble rappers now.
Like dude Tekashi I put in the DM.
Like Spiegel.
Little Precious.
Be out here, man. You got bars, man.
Man. Hey, my boy sent me a video of Tekashi freestyling.
Oh man.
And it was exactly like what you would do like when we were in middle school and you thought you could flow.
And you couldn't flow.
And no lie, man, like mid rap, like he didn't know what else to say, so he just looked at his boy and said, "Wakanda forever." I said, "Ladies and gentlemen, hey, you guys have allowed this bullshit to happen."
Yep.
Oh my god, we got out of 5 people now.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry, guys. This is you know what? Brap is also not just a gaming podcast, but a pop culture podcast. It's okay to talk movies and music sometimes because they're all forms of art and entertainment, right?
Well, yeah.
I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with that. So, oh man, I'm gonna go watch. I want to watch Belly now. I'm telling you. I told my wife the other day. I was like, honey, I said, you know what? I need to start smoking again. She's like, cigarettes? I'm like, nah. That's not what I'm talking about. And she's like, you mean pot? I said, yes. By the way, I don't condone pot smoking. Just gotta put that. And she goes, why would you want to do that? I said, look, I've been moving a bunch of stuff, like to get ready for the house. I'll tell you, man, I feel pain in my body I've never felt before. I got I was running, I was power washing my house. My hands are swollen. I got stinging sensation. I said, I got to smoke. I need some medicinal, you know what I mean? Because apparently, doesn't that help?
It's supposed to. That's what they say, man.
That's what I told her. I'm like, hey, I don't remember having these problems when I used to smoke. Right. So
you don't remember.
I don't remember that. Again, not that I'm condoning everyone's disclaimer, promoting the use of marijuana. I'm just saying
You're saying it's a cure-all for your ails as an old man, and yeah, that's what that's sound like
that's pretty much what I'm saying. Yeah.
You need that herbal essence.
Those commercials, oh my gosh, man! It used to be so awkward if you were like watching that with like around your grandparents or like
your mom.
Yeah, you just like
the lady was like half naked.
He's like, oh my god, I need to get out the room.
Soap suds running down her shoulder blade. Yeah, I know, Jay. Very uncomfortable. Yeah.
Hey,
I didn't like the Nair commercials either. Anyhow, so all right, everyone, we're gonna wrap up the show. I want to go watch some Belly. You'll find it on one of my apps.
Go back to Africa.
I'm telling you, just go straight to Amazon. You're not gonna find Belly on anything but Amazon.
You're probably right, man.
Yeah, Belly will show up like randomly, like once or twice a year on Stars, like Star or something.
Stars Asia. Yo, Keisha.
Yeah, I feel like that movie is gonna be like one. It's like once you watch it, it'll be one of those movies where it doesn't age well. You know how you saw a movie back in the day and it was awesome, it was excellent, and then you see it now and you're just like, what was I thinking?
I'll give you one right now. Jason's Lyric.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah. I thought that was such a good.
It's so painful in that movie.
Oh my god, bro! It was on last night. My wife and I was like watching it or parts of it, and she was like, "Oh," because again, she likes to like tease me, like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you watching this like terrible ghetto shit, right?" So I was like, I said, "Sorry, it's not Hallmark Christmas," but anyway. But I said, "But you got to see this." I said, "You got to see this overacting." I said, "Because back in '95, it was the hype. You were like, what?"
Yeah, Jason was good, man.
It was like Tretch was scary and this and that.
Remember Tretch? Yeah,
bro. If you get a chance, I might find a YouTube clip for you. But there's the scene where Bikini Woodbine, like Tretch cuts his stomach. He comes in the house, like bleeding out.
Yeah.
Look on his face. He like his eyes roll in the back of his head. He falls against the refrigerator.
You know what scene that like was supposed to be like real emotional, but I can't watch it and not die.
Hey, Boss Move says Pootie Tang still holds up.
It does, dude. I watched Pootie Tang a couple of weeks ago. Still holds up.
A lot of comedies will hold up.
Yeah. That is true. A lot of comedies do hold up.
That shit makes no sense whatsoever, but it's the funniest.
Hey, look at Half Baked. Half Baked holds up, right?
Yeah,
Half Baked is a classic.
We still talk about it.
Yeah.
You remember that scene with Cuba Gooding Jr. when he goes to who's the girl in that? Was it Nia Long? Was she in that?
Nia Long, yeah.
And Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood,
yeah. When like he goes to her and he's like crying. And he's like
oh yeah, he's crying. He's all angry.
Yo, I was in tears. Laughing so hard that was hilarious. Like, and Don't Be a Menace, like they took that and like did a parody off of it. So he's like punching out her entire family.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was great.
I said that gift to King David once because he was on Ireland. He called these dudes PlayStation whippers or something, like PlayStation whippersnappers or something like that.
Yeah.
I said King out there fighting these dudes like Cuba Gooding and Boys in the Hood. He's swinging wild.
Yeah, the acting in that movie doesn't hold up too well either.
Oh God, no, not at all, man. Everybody was bad in that movie.
Even Ice Cube wasn't that good.
Even Morris Chest Hair Nut, he was bad
too. I never thought Morris Chestnut was a good actor though.
No,
terrible actor.
It's the ladies that keep him getting roles.
It's like how you a thug in a Hyundai Excel.
Exactly. Oh, you know what? No, I gotta watch now. CB4.
Oh man, CB4.
I gotta watch. You guys ever watch Fear of a Black Hat?
Yes.
Yeah.
That movie used to be my movie back in the day. I used to watch that and just be in tears after every scene. It was so damn funny. I need to watch that again.
What about New Jack City?
New Jack City holds up too, man.
Yeah, I can see that holding up.
Yeah, that was
yeah. Hey, but I'm telling you, watch that shower scene with Jason's lyric.
With
Yo, okay. I'm gonna point out a real falsehood in that movie. If someone gets shot in the alley, you don't move the body back to the house.
No. Yeah, they drag me all the way home.
And they put him on the couch.
Yeah, put him on the couch.
Put him on the couch, but dude, like the cops would be like,
in front of his like 3-year-old daughter. Hey, here's your dead daddy. You know, that's all crying together.
The cops would be like, well, you guys realize that was a crime scene, right?
Yeah. This is your fault.
Wait, and did you see what he shot him with? He's
a double barrel shotgun from 40
yards.
From like 50 yards away. 50 yards away. Right on the leg.
I would have been like, go ahead and shoot, fool. From this direction. You shoot a double barrel shotgun like it's a M44. Like, what are you doing? Like, this is not a sniper rifle, homie.
And why was Ricky running straight?
Yeah,
serpentine.
Zigzag, fool.
Yeah.
You're gonna run straight.
And why would you separate? Like, bro, why we separated? Like,
and why is he playing scratch off when he knows somebody's chasing him?
Yeah, you're getting chased by hood. Let me go check. And it's so funny. Like, he won. Like, did he win the lottery?
I don't think he did. No.
His SAT scores came back. Like,
yeah, remember he got in
college. Yeah.
He got into USC or something.
Yeah,
it was so corny. You won the lottery and got into college. Right when you got shot down by the most accurate shotgun in the world.
That was some White Earth shit too.
hey, I'll tell you what movie like has come back around. It actually makes a lot of sense now. Higher Learning.
What is higher? What is
learning? That dude. You know that dude had an album.
Who?
An album full of that shit.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I worked at Sam Goody when that movie came out. And I remember
worked at Sam Goody?
Yeah, I did, dude.
Oh shit! Talk about blast
came in, and I was like, wow, okay. So you can, So what is higher? What is learn?
Who was in that? Who was the main guy in that? I can't remember his name.
Omar Epps.
Omar Epps, right? It was Ice Cube, Michael Rappaport.
And here's the funny thing: Michael Rappaport is the blackest. Like, he's blacker than most black dudes as a white dude. And he got him playing the skinhead.
Yeah.
Remy.
Jeez, man.
But as far as the climate in our country right now, that movie's back on point.
Yeah,
right.
That's crazy.
I kind of want to watch that now. Like, if you think about some of the stuff, like the leader, the skinheads, it's kind of the stuff that he was saying.
Yeah,
Balls Move saying that Ricky scratched off $100.
Poor Ricky, man. Poor Ricky.
Man, that was sad, man.
Oh man,
I'm gonna go watch Belly. I'm gonna go find it. You know, my wife's never seen that movie. I want to play it for her, see what she thinks.
You might traumatize her, man.
She might slide on you for a good hour and a half. What is this? Why are you so excited? Yo, my wife had never seen Die Hard. Mm-hmm. Never saw Die Hard, right? Mm-hmm. I said, oh my God. Like, I was like, I'm buying Die Hard. We was up in Target. So it was like $5. I'm like, I'm buying Die Hard. Babe, this movie is awesome. She's like, I never heard of it. What is wrong with you?
Oh my God! The famous line ever.
Yeah, I mean, come on, like yippee-ki-yay, like you don't know. All right, so no, she was dead serious. So I put the movie on, and by the way, this is when I first started dating my wife. She hadn't seen a lot of stuff. She had never seen Coming to America, Trading Places, like all kinds of stuff. I had the exactly. She was very, very sheltered when she grew up. So we put on Die Hard, and I'm like so excited. Like every little signature scene, You know, where he killed the dude. He wrote on his sweater in blood. Now I got a shotgun. Ho ho ho. I'm like, yes, that part's great. My wife looked at me just like, this is just like every other action movie. And then it hit me like, you know what? So many movies have copied the Die Hard format.
No. So it's like Rise.
Yeah, it's like Rise. So many people have copied Rise. Rise isn't even good anymore. And that's how Die Hard is, man. Like she was like, I've seen this kind of movie.
Is there a new Die Hard coming out?
I hope not.
I think there is, man. I think
Bruce Willis. No, there's Glass. Glass is coming out with Bruce Willis.
Yeah, Glass looks good.
Glass looks
Damn,
good.
so she just pulled the air out of it.
Huh?
She just, know what I'm saying? His wife just pulled the air out from underneath it. Die Hard is not that special.
I was relevant, man.
Yeah, I was blown. I was like, couldn't believe that she wasn't like, she didn't like it.
Die Hard was so good, man.
But she loved coming to America and trading places. She loved those two.
You gotta love those, man.
Who doesn't like coming to America?
I could watch that every day. Yep. It'd be like the first time. It's so funny.
I love the barbershop. It's probably the funniest part of the movie.
You ain't never met no Martin Luther King.
It's funny. Cuba Gooding Jr. was in that scene.
He was sitting down in the chair getting his haircut.
Yeah, he was getting his haircut. Yeah,
in the barber chair, man.
Yeah.
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
He's 150 years old.
I ain't lying. I met Dr. King. I was walking down the street and turned a corner and he went, bow. Not me. I was like, oh, King. What you hit me for?
He said, oh, I thought you were someone else.
The most improbable Dr. King story. Like, come on. Like, obviously you're lying.
I said, Dr. King.
I like the fact that Joe Louis's age kept going up.
Yeah. He was 150 years old.
Oh my God.
I don't know how old he was, but he got his ass whooped.
Oh, there you go. Rocky Marciano.
I'm about to watch so many movies, man. I'm be coming in late to work tomorrow.
And one of the funniest things about that movie, too, man, is if you really think about it, like think about the concept of McDowell's, which actually somebody opened a restaurant called McDowell's.
Yeah, they did.
And they had the Big Mick and the whole nine. Yeah.
And Queens.
But the fact that he just straight ripped McDonald's off. But the only thing he changed was no sesame seed buns.
Yeah. Their buns have seeds. Our buns have no seeds.
Did you guys know that Samuel L. Jackson was the dude that tried to rob the place? And he was. I mean, I feel like he's never stopped playing that actor ever since.
That voice, yeah.
Nope. That's been him, like from jump. Because nobody can drop a mother effer like him, man.
Oh, no one can sit there for like Samuel Jackson.
Sam said he took on a lot of roles that he never would have thought he would have taken on, but it's like so much in his career, man.
Yeah,
he's definitely one of my favorites, man.
Yeah, he actually said like the different looks he'll have for a movie are usually from people that he's met.
Yeah,
like he said, his look for Pulp Fiction was like an aunt of his who had a hairstyle like that.
It's odd. Pulp Fiction is a good movie though.
Pulp Fiction is I love that movie.
That's a classic. That's a classic, man.
Say what again?
English and what?
Say what one more time? What?
He said, so what you saying is, he said, God came down to stop these bullets. He said, that's exactly what I'm saying. God came from heaven to stop these motherfucking bullets.
Did he hate it with, like, when people would like use God's name in vain?
Yeah. He said the same mother ever, and every time like Jewel is singing like God damn, he's like, don't do that.
Don't do that.
You just blew somebody's head off, but you don't like people saying God damn.
Oh, the irony of that, man. It's funny, man.
Oh man.
Oh Jesus! All right, we gotta wrap up the show.
Yeah, we could do a whole podcast on these movies, man.
I know, man. It's about to be another hour of us just laughing at old movies.
But you know what's funny, man? Like we talked about Rise for a second. It was so funny when people were going through that whole thing with God of War copied Rise. It's so funny. The people are, without really realizing it, they're being hypocrites themselves because how many movies have they watched that are borrowed from other movies?
That's pretty much how
I mean, it's funny. Yeah.
So there's really only I think George Lucas mentioned is like there's only 25 different plots that you can go through or plot points or whatever.
Well, shoot, George Lucas borrowed with Star Wars from Dune. If you guys ever read the book, Dune actually coming out finally with a real movie for Dune. But Dune is kind of like this real political space story with great action, and that was written by Frank Herbert in the 60s.
Oh wow!
Right.
And he borrowed a lot from that book and another movie when he did Star Wars. So so much of the stuff that we watch today is slices of something that came in the past.
Like I'll put it like this before we go. Harry Potter. I'm sitting here I don't know, you might know this, Lo, I don't know, but I was sitting there one morning, like 3 a.m. doing some work, right? And I'm watching it. It's the 80s movie called Troll.
Oh yeah, Troll. Yeah.
You realize the kid in that movie, if you read the premise on IMDb, but I'm sitting there watching the movie and the mom calls his name. She goes, Harry Potter, come here. And I'm like, what? Whoa. I said, what? The kid is Harry Potter, or his dad, he's Harry Potter Jr. And he's a wizard training he learns from a witch how to be a wizard to fight this troll.
There you go.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that, man. J.K. Rowling just finessed the whole world, man.
Yeah, she did. She was homeless too when she wrote those books.
Yeah. Really?
Something like that.
Yeah, she was living out of her car, and she got turned down by X amount of publications or whatever before somebody took her on, right?
Wow.
My thinking is whoever wrote Troll or whatever happened probably approached that. Like, you realize you just completely lifted her character name. And she wrote it, and they wrote a check. They had a lot of zeros in it.
Yeah. Here, let me get my checkbook. Hold on for a sec.
But yeah, Harry Potter. The boy wizard.
But before we go off air, here's another real crazy trivia. Remember Night of the Living Dead, like the original, zombie movie? So the reason why there's so many variations of zombie stuff that pretty much ripped off everything that Night of the Living Dead did is because John Carpenter. Was it John Carpenter?
John Carpenter, yeah.
He was pretty good director, but he was really bad with business, and so all of his distributors for the movie really kind of cheated him on his contracts, and so he almost owned nothing of the movie, and so it basically got passed around to so many different studios and became pretty much public access. Even on regular TV, it could just be aired. He got nothing off of it, so he couldn't. He got smarter when he did Dawn of the Dead back in the 80s, but the original zombie movie basically he made no money off of.
Wow.
Everyone, and it's like the root of all the whole zombie
genre.
Yeah.
It really is, yeah. All right, everyone. We're gonna wrap up. That was our movie discussion piece for the podcast. So big shout out to everyone in the live chat. Thank you all for popping in tonight. And we'll be back next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Enrique, I got one question.
Yeah.
Why she slapped you? Okay, I'm sorry.
You mean why that?
For?
Yeah.
Remember, Doughboy Ricky were fighting. His mom slapped Doughboy.
Why?
You don't hit my golden ticket. Get out of here.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, she treated him like he was nothing.
Oh, garbage, dude. And this boy's like, Doug, why she hit you?
Yeah.
Shut up, man.
Yeah.
He's such a cliche, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so we'll be back next. Actually, Kratos will be joining us next week.
That's what's up.
Cool. We can break down all the Red Dead footage.
Yeah, we
show tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll break down the Red Dead footage that they're going to show tomorrow, and we'll be doing that with Kratos. And everyone have a great weekend. We'll be back next Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Maybe we'll do some more movie talk. Other than that, everyone have a great evening and a great weekend. Peace.
Peace.
Who broke that lamp in 1976? That was you, Eddie.